Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I'm Randy, and today's a special one in that I got some VCLT in the mail right here, and it's from my friend Elliott Crews out of North Carolina, who's got a wonderful collection. He's really into Americana, singer-songwriters, bluegrass, country, also rock, but knows so much about bluegrass, and he said he was going to send me something. But I don't know what it is. I have no idea. And so I already scored it here. I'm just gonna open it up and see what I've got. Packed very well. That's Joni Mitchell. Oh, there it is. Joni Mitchell album. I had said in a video that I did not have this album. I'm just kind of getting into Joni. I had like Court and Spark, and I have like a live album, and The Hissing of Summer Lawns. I think those are the ones I already had. And Dog, I think was one. Those are the ones I had, but I didn't have this one that's noted as a classic, and that's Blue from Joni Mitchell. Thanks so much, Elliott. I'm really looking forward to spinning this because I've heard so many great things about it, but I've never actually had this one. So thanks again, Elliott. And also, this video, I was going to show some of the things I picked up recently. Oh, but before I get to that, let me show you the label here. It's on Reprise, and it says it's a 1974 pressing, and I think the album came out in 71 or 72. I'm not positive about that, but thanks again, Elliott, to get this Joni Mitchell album, Blue. And like I said, I was going to also show you some of the vinyl acquisitions I've had recently, or some of them are a little ways back, as I've got a big backlog of things to show. But Rob Walker from England was always talking about going to car boot sales. Well, I went down to this market area in Kansas City, which I hadn't been to in forever, and they have all the the fruit stalls and vegetable stalls set up, but they had some other stalls set up, and there was a guy that was selling records. So I guess that's as close as I'm going to get to a car boot sale in Kansas City. And I picked up 3 things from him. The first one is Donald Fagan's The Night Fly. And if you ever went to a stereo store or audio store in the 80s, they'd be playing this to show how great their equipment was. I mean, all the time. And so this is on Warner Brothers. But Night Fly, just fantastic album. It's got that Steely Dan feel, but with Donald Fagan at the helm. And the next one I got it's on Capitol. It's Bob Seger Smokin' OPs, which I guess is standing, it's just got the Lucky Strike like symbol for cigarettes, and I guess it was kind of like smoking other people's cigarettes, but he used it as smoking other people's songs, or a bunch of covers on here, all except for 2, which are the last 2 on here, Someday and Heavy Music. And Heavy Music, I know, there's a better version on one of the live albums, but not an essential Bob Seger collection of songs. Like I said, mostly covers, and most of them are done better by the original artist, I think. But good effort, but not essential. And then I also got the wonderful Slow Train Comin' from Bob Dylan. This one I had on CD, but I did not have it on vinyl. Jerry Wexler and Barry Beckett produced this. This is his first one of his 3 Christian albums. I think this is the best one really propulsive, wonderful lyrics, and the band is just sounding great. It was recorded at Muscle Shoals. They used the Muscle Shoals horns. Mark Knopfler plays guitar on here. You also have Pick Withers from Dire Straits on drums. But it's just a wonderful sounding record, even if you are not into the religious connotations of the album. But it's just a great sounding album. Slow Train Coming. Another great album I picked up is by Bobby Gentry, the Delta Suites. And Bobby Gentry, of course, most know her for Ode to Billy Joe, but she kind of had that unique Southern fried country folk niche that she was in by herself. Really wonderful singer-songwriter. One of the early ones, writing her own material and some wonderful songs. This is her second album. Came out in, this is just a reissue that came out in 2020. It doesn't show me the original date. But it's the original album, but it also has an extra LP with some alternate versions, a couple demos, or a whole side of demos. But one thing I really loved on here is her rendition of Feeling Good, which is a standard that's probably most notable, best known version is by Lena Horne, but she really does a fantastic job on here. And she does a couple covers like Big Boss Man and Tobacco Road and Louisiana Man that really fit in with her style. Okolana River Bottom Band is a wonderful song on here. Pendulum, if I probably said that wrong, is wonderful. Jessie Lisbeth is another great one. But the whole album is, I think it's more varied actually than her first album, which kind of all stayed in the same kind of area. But this one she branches out a little bit more. And I've heard that on Record Store Day that her long lost, never released jazz album is going to be coming out for Record Store Day, which I'm really looking forward to. Next, I also found an 80s classic in Drums Along the Hudson by the Bongos. This really starts out great with In the Congo and the Bulrushes and Clay Midgets, all three wonderful songs. They're kind of new wavy, fresh pop with, fresh rock and pop music. Zebra Clubs are really great. And actually on the last song, Question Ball, they do play the bongos, which it sounds like the bongos to me anyway. But the wonderful album by the Bongos from the 80s, Drums Along the Hudson, on the PVC label. The next two I'm going to show, I've already showed for Record Store Day, but I listened to them, so I can give a little bit better opinion on them. And the first one's Face Dances by The Who. Of course, as many people know, The Who are my favorite group. And this was not my favorite Who album. And this also came out on yellow and blue vinyl. If I can get to it. Also came with these kind of neat inserts of the band. That's, there's the other one. That's blue vinyl. That's the problem I have with some of these issues, where you want to keep the inserts got the lyrics and everything, but you also want to put it in one of your MoFi sleeves. So I was able to put one disc in with the extras, and then just put this one on the back. But it'd be better if they could, make these kind of sleeves with some polylined. But this is a wonderful album, actually. And like I said, it wasn't my favorite, but re-listening to it, I'm really loving some of the songs. that I kind of remember just liking, but like Cachet, Cachet, and You Better You Bet, is a classic on here. Uh, Also love Another Tricky Day. But one of the highlights, I think, is Don't Let Go the Coat. And actually on the second disc, they have a live version of that just sounds wonderful. There's a live version of Don't Let Go the Coat. And he also does several songs that were unreleased on here that are really good. So I really recommend, if you're a Who fan, to get this Face Dances one. And the other one I'm going to talk about is the punk album by Wipers, Youth of America, which I did not have anything by them, but this album sounds wonderful. And the classic on here, of course, Youth of America. Who knew you could make a 10-minute, 28 punk song? That's usually about 6 punk songs, but really vibrant punk album by the Wipers, and I'm really digging this one. Really propulsive punk music. The next one I'm going to show is one that was shown by Randy Weaver, and it's the Graham Bond Organization. This came out in, I'm not sure what year. I don't think it's going to say on here. And that's not. Anyway. Is it 65? Oh, yeah. I guess it is. Maybe it is 65 for the sound of 65. But this band had Graham Bond, who did most of the singing. And if I can find it on here. I'm missing part of this. I thought it came with an insert, but I don't see one. Maybe I'm just thinking that I saw one, but there is information here on the back, and it has Ginger Baker playing drums, Jack Bruce playing bass, Dick Hextall Smith playing saxophone, and Graham Bond organ and vocals. But it's kind of a blues rock outfit. Kind of reminds me of maybe Slim Harpo on some of the songs. You also get a couple of Ginger Baker big solos in here. They got a couple of instrumentals. Tammy, the last song in here is kind of their try to have a pop hit, but they do Hoochie Coochie, the Willie Dixon tune, a really good version of that. Baby Let Me Love You, and Neighbor Neighbor is one of my favorites off here. But like I said, saw Randall Weaver show it, and it sounded very interesting. I ended up getting this mono reissue off the Repertoire label. But anybody likes 60s blues rock should check out the Graham Bond Organization. All right. The next one, there used to be a radio program here in Kansas City. I think it was late 70s, early 80s, and they would play whole sides of albums. And I remember recording an album by Sparks, and I remember really liking it, but I have no idea. It's been so long ago, I don't remember much about it or what album it was. So I found this, picked up their debut album. I really like the song Wonder Girl, but a lot of the rest of the album just kind of like Showboat, Slow Boat too, but the rest of the album kind of leaves me. So then I looked up on AllMusic, and it gave it like 3 stars. It kind of had like, wasn't one of their best, but I always like the vocal theatrics that Ron Mayle, I guess is his name. So somebody that really knows Sparks, give me another suggestion, because I wasn't I liked some of the songs on here, but it just didn't blow me away. But I remember liking the tape I made off one of their albums that I recorded back in the 80s, so, but I don't remember what one it was. Oh, and there's this Sparks label on this reissue. And another one I got was the Americana group Old 97s. They stay right in their Americana pocket. It's kind of what you'd expect from the Old 97s. Kind of do I don't know, it's not a tribute, but like Tammy Wynette, that song D-I-V-O-R-C-E, they do W-I-F-E, which is an interesting song on there. But like I said, typical Old 97s. And then there's one by Calexico, which I have one of their albums, and I really like it, but I just never had bought any more of them. And then I heard Mazzy on one of his shows. He played part of this Bend to the Road, and I really liked it, so I went and ordered this. And this is just a wonderful album. Victor Jara's Hands is fantastic. Two Silver Trees. Convention City, and the Bend to the Road song. But they kind of remind me of, they've got a little bit of, what should I say, Ennio Morricone and a little Texas Tornadoes, Sir Douglas Quintet in their music, a little Tex-Mex, just a whole genre-bending album. With this Calexico album, where they really incorporate a lot of styles, but really love this one here. And there's the label, which is on can't even read it on here, it's so small. That's I do not know the label on here, but I guess I need stronger reading glasses because I can't even tell. Calexico, and the last one I'm going to show, and this has gone too long anyway, is this Hillbillies in Hell album, where country music's tormented testament from 52 to 74. Kind of goes into some obscure country songs about the fight between good and evil. And this was a great one, and since then I've went and bought 4 more of these, and the early ones are very, very, very expensive now because they didn't make very many vinyl copies. For a while I think they were just making 666 to go along with the Hillbillies in Hell. But so I bought a few of the CDs from the early ones because they're so expensive to try to get the vinyl. But this one's got Ernest Tubb, Saturday Satan, Sunday Saint, which can give you an idea of the song. And Jim Reeves, It's Nothing to Me, are 2 great ones. Tex Williams' Ghost of Honky Tonk Slaves are also great. And there's even if I can find him on here. Oh, Connie Dicus does a rockabilly tune on there. I Could Shoot Myself, that's really good. Eddie Noack, The Memories Are Restless Tonight. All these are just fantastic, obscure songs that you probably wouldn't find anywhere else. And it gives a little nice information about the artist and the song on here. It shows some of the original labels. These are wonderful issues, these Hillbillies in Hell, Country Music's Tormented Testament. And if you can find one, pick one up. But like I said, the vinyl is getting really expensive. So, like I said, the early ones I can't afford really. But anyway, that's my pickups. Thanks again, Elliott, for giving me the Joni Mitchell album, and I hope everyone takes care.